Hey everyone, how's it going? I just saw the first episode of Wandavision. We'll get a second clip in this video later. There might be a little bit of an outfit change, but we're just gonna be going through talking about the first episode. It was amazing. I was laughing so much. It's really funny. It really does the sitcom thing really well. We're gonna do a non-spoiler thing first, so you can keep watching if you want. Catherine Hahn's character is amazing. You can really tell there's something going up with the world. We don't even know what it is yet. They don't know what it is yet. It's amazing. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are also amazing. The acting is great. The scenes are weird, mysterious, tense, and it's great. Okay, now please stop if you want the spoilers. Then skip to the timestamp in the description to the next part where you can watch season 1, episode 2, non-spoilers, and then you can stop. Okay, time for the spoiler part. We saw a lot. I saw a lot of that footage in the trailers, but it was honestly really good. Agnes was great. They used her powers a lot more than I thought they would. And then, when like in all the scenes, that was just really weird. And then what else? What else? It's when he like the dinner scene with the choking. They didn't put that in the commercials. That's not how they did it in the commercials, and it was so weird. I thought that was really cool how they had him choking and then he reached into the throat and grabbed it out. Because I didn't think he would use the powers there. Because I thought they'd be trying to like lose their powers for this normal life. No, they're full out using all their powers. So then, then when it ended, oh my gosh! Like, don't get me wrong, this was so funny. I loved it, and I can't wait to see this grow upon this and have the mystery expand in episode 2. But episode 1, the ending for that was so good. It ended on like a happy note. But I knew when I saw those like black and white credits, I'm like, this is none of the people's actual names. I know that Matt Shackman is a director, and that's not his name. What's going on here? And then when I saw it zoom out, because I knew Sword was involved in this somehow, to view that someone was watching them, and then with the remote controller, who was it? Like, Randall Park seems good. Darcy Lewis seems good. I thought Agnes was the bad guy, but she's in the show. Okay, one more thing, just real quick. I absolutely loved the commercial. It was so good. When you saw the Stark at the bottom corner, and when the toaster made the repulsor glove sound, like that was such a cool, like a nod to Iron Man, but like what influence does Stark have on the show? And then when it went beep 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 beep, beep and the toaster did that, I just realized it was kind of like a homage to when Wanda like she said her and Pietro were lying in Sokovia and the bomb refused to go off and they just sat there for 3 days until someone got them. It reminded me of that because first thing I thought was, oh, it's a bomb. No. So she was at first scared of Tony Stark. Maybe she's more used to him, but like, because she saw his name on that bomb, like when they were sitting there the whole time. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. I mean, he's dead now, and Wanda, at least in the present, knows that, and he mourned him. But which was actually off topic. This is an endgame like discussion now a little bit. It's actually such character growth for her to be like at first scared of him, and then now she's actually attending his funeral, mourning him and everything. I mean, yeah, she does got to give it to him. He did save the universe, but yeah. Anyways, back to episode 2. Hey guys, new clothes, new location, but we're still doing episode 2 of WandaVision. Now, keep in mind, I recorded that like less than 30 minutes after I watched episode 1. I'm doing this about like 2 to 3 hours after, so I've retained a little bit less information, but we're still going. Okay, first of all,
It looks like we were in the 60s there, and I love it. I love. There's a Bewitched theme song. The theme song changes. I love that. It's so good. The cast is amazing. Even like the featuring cast is really good. By the way, we're starting this off. No spoilers. And then I'll tell you when we get to spoilers, so you can stop watching for episode 2 if you haven't seen it yet. But here we go with that. It was so good. The main premise of it, the main part of it was good. There were like tiny subplots that related to the subplot at points, and they all shined in their own ways. And there was some part that had to do with Wanda, which felt almost more important to the core plot of it than the actual main plot of the episode. Like one of the subplots felt more important. And I think that's okay, because when it's a subplot now, like a subplot, it's more of like a hint to something bigger. So you can see that here, Marvel is building foundations for what's to come in episodes 7 to 9, is what I'm thinking. Let's just skip. Let me just make sure I'm okay. Paul Bettany really shined in this. I can say that. And I'll stop watching here if you don't want to hear any spoilers. Okay. Hope you're gone. Okay, good. We got a lot more color here. And now I'm starting to get a sense of what's going on with the commercials. First commercial, Tony Stark, beeping bomb. We got our first sense of flashes of red there, but now we got Strucker's thing with the actual Hydra logo. And so if you didn't know, Pietro and Wanda saw Tony Stark's bomb about to go off, waiting for him to kill him until they finally escaped and survived. But there's also Strucker, and he was the one that tortured the twins. So there's that. I've also heard theories that the people doing the commercials are her parents, which could definitely be the case. We got red in the blood today, we got red in the helicopter. And to my recollection, maybe one more place, but I can't remember what it is. And we also got yellow in the helicopter, but it seems to be that our main color showing through is red. Oh, and also, yeah, at the end of the episode, I'll talk about that later, but the end of the episode of Vision's head. Geraldine, okay. When I saw the interviews like a few days before this, and I saw the energy that Tiana Paris had and her personality, I got so excited for Monica Rambeau. And right now it looks like she's presenting herself as Geraldine. And I think she is an agent of S.W.O.R.D. in here somehow. Somehow. We saw S.W.O.R.D. was watching them in the computer. And I don't know. Okay. There's so much to unpack here. She seemed like she didn't know what was going on. Is it... From trailers, it looks like you can enter and exit Wanda's world. Like, Wanda pushed her out once. I think in the trailer. Like, do you not know? Was she in it before that? Did she choose to go in it? Is it when you get in, you forget what happens on the outside, but also then what happened to the beekeeper? Did he know? Because he was a part of S.W.O.R.D., I think. The beekeeper with the bees. This is all so confusing. And then, is she playing a part inside of a part? How much of a double agent, triple agent is Monica Rambeau playing here? Because that's Tiana Paris. I know that's Monica Rambeau. And oh my gosh, the people at the party, dinner party, what was her name? I don't know if it was Bev. The main lady, I forget who plays her, but she did an outstanding job. I was saying earlier, Wanda's subplot in here with her first dialogue from Jimmy Woo asking Monica what was happening, who's controlling her. I personally think that Wanda is doing this herself. Probably not, but I think that's what's happening. And then I think we all needed a drunk Vision. That was amazing. I like the. It wasn't necessary by any means, but the drunk Vision was just so cool. Next, and hilarious. Their bit at the end was so funny. The whole show, yes. And then Wanda pregnant, totally was because of the 60s trope thing when they put the beds together when they were apart. The 60s trope was actually the beds apart, but then when they put them together and then they went into the covers. This show is such a masterpiece. It's so genre defying with the sitcom piece. I am actually in love, and it's so good by all means. And okay, so let's dive into a few theories here. So we think Quicksilver could come to Doctor Strange. Yeah. I this okay. And then Wanda, she said no, and then it rewound, and she had to start it over. What was that? And then the sword helicopter. What's happening with the tree? I have so many questions. How did that get here? What happened to the helicopter? I can only assume things are going to scale up each and every episode from what's been going on, and I cannot wait until episode 3. And to hear that people have seen that, the critics have seen that, I'm just so excited. And then that's when we get into the 70s. We saw at the end of the episode, Wanda made it all color. I think that was Wanda. I mean, it was when she kissed Vision. And this is the twists, the turns, and everything. The mystery. It just engrosses me. It's just got me waiting for the next one so much. And this is why I love the MCU, because it can have these neat, nifty standalone projects like this. But they link. This links to Doctor Strange 2, which, remind you, is in March 2022. But we will get Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in December. I said this before. So will this should in theory relate, like, link directly to Spider-Man 3 as well, right? Because we have heavy rumors of people coming in from, like, Daredevil rumor, big rumor. The other 2 Spider-Men probably gonna happen, if I'm being honest. You know? Like, isn't that exciting? Okay? And then, with that, like, in the trailers, it said the universe is expanding, and then in last night's, like, watch, like, Marvel Studios had this thing where people, like, ask questions, whatever. It was a special, hyping you up. Brought lots of people on. This was the first interview we saw with Darcy and Randall. And Randall said, the universe is expanding, just like all the trailers did in the writing. And he meant, like, for real. Like, is Wanda gonna create the multiverse? She totally could. And then this is also supposed to bring in the X-Men at some point. It's rumored. Or at least some X-Men. Because, you know, Wanda is a mutant after all. And this has heavy links to House of M, which is a mutant-related event. So it's just, for me, it's the question of when rather when than if, you know? This is just such a masterpiece, and it has so many places to go. There's so many untied strings, and that is not the right phrase. But, oh my God. Like, where do we go from here? I mean, of course, the 70s, and we're going to get some sort of 70s television show theme song for episode 3, and I don't know, I'm just saying the same words over and over again, so I think I should see you later, but, oh my, this is a freaking masterpiece. I'll try to keep this PG-13, but oh my god. So the commercials are linked to the trauma. I just don't know what to expect. Which isn't that like a line from the trailers? Just don't know what to expect. And the twins! She's pregnant! The twins are coming! I don't think we understand how important that is. I am just so ready. I'm gonna try to keep pushing some more videos out as soon as possible, but thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.